So now we are going to discuss epic simile. I'm going to discuss epic simile, and I told you a little bit about it. Epic simile is also called Homeric simile, because we are going to we have borrowed the idea from the great Homer. The name of Homer we say in English, or Homer, or adjective of Homer is Homeric, but sometimes in Greek he is called Homeros. Make no mistake, he is called Homeros. And I have taken the source from Encyclopedia Britannica. You are going to read this, but I'm going to read a couple of epic similes from John Milton. Look at the line. So one thing you have to understand, epic simile is extended simile. An extended simile which is discussed one after another. The sentence might be end over there, but he's not going to end that. Rather, he's going to extend the ideas. His ponderous shield, ethereal temper, massy, large and round, behind him cast. The sentence could end here, but he would extend it, and he would continue it to the very end, and suddenly he would bring moon and whose orb through. In epic simile, we are going to get a couple of words like, unlike, whose, these types of things, so that he may extend the ideas. And this is grand style. You have to remember, this is grand style. In every epic you are going to get steps of ideas, because he is introducing something. It's not movie, rather it is, the idea is cinematic. The vision you are going to get is cinematic, but the thing is that it's not movie. In movie there is something like flashback or something like that, or to give, there are insight, many ways to portray one thing, but in words it is too much difficult to define. That's what when a poet is discussing the idea and he had to introduce another thing, he takes this types of idea is called epic simile or Homeric simile, because he had no option to end the idea, rather he had to continue it. This is from Paradise Lost, and I have given you. And another thing is that you are going to get here in springtime. The lines are here. You would read it, I hope. Okay. So the thing is that, where is Saturn's logic questionable? Questionable means you are doubtful. That means Saturn rebelled against God, but is it a wise decision? Is it a wise decision to fight against God? What do you think? Anyone may say, both in English or Bangla is allowed. Give me the answer. Do you think to fight against God is wise? Who can answer?
No, sir.
Oh, no, sir, huh? Anyone? Well, agreed. That means that your mentality is submissive. That means you are afraid of God because he is the most powerful. And when you are going to enter into the job, you would also be afraid of your boss. God is the symbol of boss here. So the thing is that the rebelling against God is not a wise decision, but the courage he gathered, to fight against God made Satan a stronger character, and the most powerful force or anti-force against God and the character or in Paradise Lost. So the thing is that when you are discussing, when you are thinking, oh, the thing is that he is little bit he had some tendency to bow his head. Rather, he didn't do that. Rather, he thought that God's capacity to rule the universe is not accurate. That's why he rebelled. So one thing is that it's really questionable that rebelling against God is questionable. But the thing is that to fight, the courage he gathered to fight against God made this character stronger. Okay. The next thing is, what is Saturn's attitudes towards God or toward God? Can anyone tell? Can anyone discuss the idea? What is Saturn's attitude toward toward God or towards God? Okay, the attitude of Saturn is something like that. God is not a good ruler. God is not the good ruler, and he had no capacity to rule both hell and heaven or the whole universe. And the God is biased. So these are the fault Saturn did find among God. That's why he thought, so better to I can rule this world better than God, and better take his power from him, and we want to gather an army to fight against God. That is the attitude towards God, Saturn. I hope you have understood it. Now, another one is that why does Saturn think God owned the war in heaven? In couple of portions we are going to get while reading Paradise Lost, that Saturn believed that he lost the war because he had not enough angels. He had not enough angels to fight against God. That means the fallen angels he got, he didn't get too much fallen angels. Or his troop was small in comparison to God. He knew God is all powerful. He knew when he was thinking against God, God can hear him. Look at the courage and adventurous attitude of Saturn, and still he believed that God is not omnipotent, God is not omniscient, um, or God is omnipresent. That means he's everywhere. He can hear everyone, and he's the Almighty. But he didn't blame, or he didn't think that God's power is God's major weapon. Rather he thought, Saturn believed in this way, that he needed more angels to fight against God. That means he was outnumbered. He was outnumbered. This is the major idea. Another thing is that, okay. Okay. What does Saturn think is worse than hell? Can anyone tell? I discussed a little bit earlier. Can anyone tell? Anyone? Any 2, 3, 4? I want to give you option. I cannot see you. I cannot hear you. The class is totally like Miltonic God. I want your involvement. Anyone tell?
Sir, better to reign in hell than serve in
Yeah,
heaven.
yes. That is the thing I wanted to hear. That better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. Wow. That is the thing. That is the Renaissance spirit. That is the Renaissance spirit, and Saturn is the Renaissance man. Saturn is the Renaissance man. I tell you, if you read this text, and it would be impossible for you to read other lesser text. You won't find interest in novel. You won't find interest in romantic poetry. I tell you, those things would you won't. Other text would be a joke. Other text would be merely a joke comparison to Paradise Lost. Okay, what is Saturn's plan? Saturn has not much ideas. Option A, option B, option 3. He had no this types of attitude, but his approach was simple. His plan was to defeat God and capture the universe. And Saturn knew he was immortal. Saturn knew he was immortal. So all are immortal here. All the angels are immortal here. So God cannot kill them. Even God cannot kill them because God made them immortal. So that is the problem of God. That is the problem of Supreme Being. Who can do everything can do nothing. Who can do everything can do nothing, because he has some own law, own rights. He cannot go beyond that rights and beyond that law. That is the problem of God we do find here in Paradise Lost. But Saturn's plan was very, very convincing that he wanted to defeat God and wanted to capture hell, heaven, and the universe. Okay, these are the question. I hope you have learned little bit. So you have to read. So I am giving you those slides from the very beginning. And someone is asking to discuss who is the hero of Paradise Lost. Okay, someone is asking I have forgotten her name. Who is the hero of Paradise Lost? But if you have any question, ask me, and I want to discuss this one and in the class. Okay. So who is the hero of Paradise Lost? In my count, it is obvious that a character needs tragic attitude to be the hero, and as Saturn holds the Renaissance attitude. Saturn has some rebellion capacity. Saturn is a great leader, and Saturn is not the instrument of a system. Rather, he wanted to break the system, and he had tremendous zeal, and he can convince the people. Another major thing is that he is the spokesman of anti-established people. So in my count, Saturn is the hero, because God, Adam, or Eve, all the other characters, all the other angels, or the Raphael, all the other angels I didn't talk about, or even all the other fallen angels like other like Osiris or Thammuz, these types of characters I discussed that I didn't like about the fallen angels' attitudes, usually portrayed by John Milton. But in my count, Saturn possessed more characteristics or more heroic characteristics than any other characters of Paradise Lost. And you have to understand one thing: God is also a character in Paradise Lost, and we didn't find the great leadership of God. Rather, he is almighty. That's why he is all powerful, and he had a big force, these types of things usually. So I hope you have understood. In my count, there are many arguments you can show. Okay, Adiba, someone asked me a question: why Saturn wants to defeat God? One of your friends asked me a question. His name is Adiba Mehzabin. Why Saturn wants to defeat God, as he knows that God can do anything? God is almighty. Who is the winner? Yeah, definitely. At first, God is the winner, but Saturn wanted to expel Adam and Eve from paradise, and he did. So here, the Saturn is the winner. At first, God is the winner, and the later Saturn is the winner. Okay. Fatima Tujhora asked me, who is the winner, God or Saturn? Oh yes, you are involved in the text. It's very good. And another thing is that why Saturn wants to defeat God, as he knows that God can do anything, or God is almighty. Yes, I know. He knows God is almighty. He can do. When you are living in Bangladesh, definitely you know Prime Minister is the all powerful, but still some people would talk against him. So that is the thing. That is the zeal you have to hold in your heart. So when you are talking against the system, the thing makes you great. That is the thing you have to understand. Saturn knew that he won't win. He won't win the battle, despite he wanted to fight, because he is not the instrument of God. Rather, he's a free man. Wow. So that is the thing. I hope you understood. If you have any question, ask me, or I am to finish this class right now. Okay. One more question, or if you have any question, it's over now. Tell me. Do you have any question? Anyone? Okay. I hope you have no question. So I am doing this class. Thank you. Read Paradise Lost and try to understand the zeal and Renaissance power of John Milton. Huh? Someone is trying to join right now, but the thing is that the class is over. Okay, take care. Stay blessed.